Hello, everyone. This is Dr. Peter Trzop with American Legion Post 42 of Bardstown, Kentucky, and have just got done with a meeting on Tuesday night with the American Legion and Auxiliary and obviously the Sons. And all I can use is the word epic. For us, it's a significant point in our history to give so much money back, especially during the holidays. We have a lot of projects that go on all year round, but we decided to turn it up again one more notch. And some of the things that passed were we have the fire engine wrap led by Jim Dittmeyer. Jim Dittmeyer also worked with the Bourbon Company, Brewing Company, and they were able to donate significant monies also for a scholarship for a veteran of a first responder. So that's a big deal. We just got done with a closing project of $4,000 grant to St. Vincent de Paul so we can close veterans and their families all across Nelson County and the region for that matter. But we approved that money also to help with Lynn Potter and the Nelson County Schools and the Family Resource Office. So that's very, very big donation, and very happy that the membership voted that through. We also voted through Veterans Day ceremony because we run that at the Veterans Day Park, or the Veterans Park in Bardstown, which is near the Civil War Museum, in between the two museums. We got the Boston Middle School band coming in to do the music. We have different speakers, meaning some high school speakers from Bardstown High School. And I can read some of this, but it's on Facebook. But we have Lola Jovietz from St. Gregory doing the Pledge of Allegiance, and hopefully National Anthem by Angela Stowe if she can work her schedule. That's always a treat. Guest speaker Philip Wagner from Thomas Nelson High School, along with Sam Floyd from Bardstown High School. And so Michael Robinson, retired military. So there's a lot of really good things that are going on with Veterans Day Park and the authorization. We like to bring these kids in, but also buy them pizza. So it's just one of those things that if they're going to take their time and come out of school and help us, we as veterans want to make sure we know that they know that we appreciate what they're doing. Also, too, we obviously support the pie orders. Bob Pyle is a veteran Navy cook, and he's raising money in order, because he cooks, and in order to do veteran projects, and especially veterans in need. So he's doing the pie orders, which is also on Facebook as well, under American Legion Post 42 website or Dr. Pete's page. We also have a couple neat things. Nursing homes, December 2nd at 10 a.m. We're going to be meeting at Walmart parking lot by the gas station side in order to get together, and we're going to go around to the multiple senior citizen homes and talk to veterans and their spouses, and basically look for things that they need. Some ideas have been maybe they need small refrigerators or small TVs or things like that, or decks of card candy and all that. So that's something that's been authorized, and I want to make it clear people are free to join, but if they need to, they can also donate to those things specifically. Personally, I think seniors, they don't mind the gifts, but really your time is what's more important because they don't get that a lot. So we're going to bring the kids out and really enjoy that and spend some time with them. Another one, too, is the $500 to, I'll get this right, Sherry, I promise, Room in the End. And we donated $500 in order to help homeless veterans in the Bethany Haven system. And so we believe that, one, homeless veterans, it is an issue. It's something that that Bethany Haven, especially Sherry and Barry, do a great job, and there's so many churches that help with that as well. But what's really nice about that program is it's not just here's a place to sleep, now move on. Here's a place to sleep. Do you need counseling services? What can we help you with? We try to really give people that support to get their lives back on track. So that's a very big positive with that organization. We also have another one, E-Town, out of E-Town. It's called 22 Damn Many. And what they do is they're more of a regional program for homeless veterans. And Charles, and hopefully he sees this, is we really respect that and that effort. And I know he stands constantly at Walmart and different places trying to raise money in order to help with homeless veterans. So we were able to support him with a $1,000 donation. And then, of course, we have we talked about the St. Vincent de Paul, $4,000 there. And, of course, there's just so many projects going on. We're going to be working with the museum on some ideas. They have a November 12th thing with the new General Hal Moore kind of like their like an exhibit that the family's coming down. That's after 1 o'clock. It's open to the public, so that's pretty cool. So they're doing great things at the Bardstown, or at the Civil War Museum in that complex. Mr. Llewellyn's really leading the way on that, and also his team. So it's great to see that. And so when I go through here, and I can just keep going on, we have the regional clothing program, Room in the End, WBRT series with Sylvia at 13:20 a.m. She's been doing that for us. The PTSD support groups, which those are anonymous, but they are on Facebook to let people know where they're at. The Kentucky National Guard, local unit, 2nd 38th Charlie Battery. We just got them a stove to replace a broken one. So that's a big plus, but we're going to be doing breakfast soon with the new commander. I just went to the change of command. Excellent time. Air Force ROTC working with some of those cadets for different projects for veterans, and that's great. Talked about the fire truck, the Veterans Park Girls and Boys Steak that's coming up pretty soon. Oratorical contest will be coming up as well. So there's this, we just had Skipper Culpepper that was in the Kentucky Standard where he visited. I want to put this in perspective. This is a skipper with the Naval Station Guantanamo Bay, and he had to come back to States for a couple weeks, had ear surgery. He got cleared, and the next day he takes a personal day of leave. Okay, in military, that's very valuable. We don't get to get out as much, but he takes a day of leave, flies his personal plane from Virginia to our Bardstown Airport, spends $200 to $300 in gas, doesn't once ask for the money, will not take any money. He goes to my old Kentucky home. So Dr. Hanloser was Principal Hanloser was very kind to let him do a leadership presentation for my old Kentucky home middle school. So he was able to be in his flight suit and meet every student there and talk to them about leadership and the Navy and piloting and leadership and all those things. We also got to have World War II veteran. He's a trifecta, World War II, Korea, Vietnam veteran, Mr. Jim Guest, and he was there, so the kids got to meet him and a lot of handshakes. Then he went over to Foster Heights, so Jeremy Hill was excellent to let him talk to a few classes and meet those kids. Then we were able to go see Sylvia at WBRT, so that was great. And then we went over to Nelson County Air Force ROTC, so we had Sergeant Fos and Colonel Lucchese, who allowed him to do kind of a more specific leadership type briefing with the students and all that, and also Thomas Nelson. So we appreciate the principals of both schools allowing us to have the skipper and also World War II veteran Jim Guest go out. Something just recently too is we just got done with the Bourbon Patriots and Veterans event, which was extremely successful. Yes, it's nice to raise money. It's nice to sign members. It's nice to just give everyone a solid night and a great experience and great food and just many, many good things that went on with that. But we were able to put Naomi Bowling. She got an award. Chris Godey, Reagan Terzop, my daughter, tax break #1. And then also Bob Pyle. There's so many good people that helped make that a successful event. But the neat part about that was we have established for September 11th next year. We also have the licensures. Everything's going through. We already have sponsors, and that's going very, very well. But the neat part is from that event, Secretary Grimes Secretary of State Grimes, Allison Grimes, is a friend of ours, and she came down to present the Presidential Lifetime Achievement Award to Mr. Guest, and she did that for President Obama, who is obviously out of office, but he had signed the document, and that was very kind of him to do that and to recognize over 50 years of service to our communities by Mr. Guest. And so she was able to present that. Well, because she brought some media, the Honor Flight people out of the Bluegrass, it's called Bluegrass Honor Flight, they actually set up a Mr. Guest for an honor flight. And then American Legion Post 42 sponsored Mary Hagan, who is one of his daughters. He has a great family, and she was the one who was the caretaker. So knowing Mr. Guest, we took him over to Normandy a few years back to, because he was in Asia and he always wanted to go to Normandy. So we surprised him with the trip over to Normandy, France. And really, it's a question of keeping up with him versus keeping up, the other way around. So I want to make that clear. He's very, very agile, very, very quick, and does not quit. He's very, very, I'll tell you what, he's fast. Okay, so point being is, the Post was able to sponsor her, and so they could just have a free family trip up to D.C. with Honor Flight. Well, before that, what was nice was the B-29 flights out of Louisville. they actually saw Mr. Guest and wanted him to come on that as well, so they sponsored him to go. So he got to go back and go on a local honor flight, so to speak, and got to meet one of Patton's tankers, Tuskegee Airmen, just a wide range of really incredible World War II veterans. So what I want to leave everybody here is that last night is everything right with the veteran service organizations, especially the American Legion and Post 42 specifically, that we had probably 60 to 70 people there. They all came together with the understanding this was a very, very important night. And so all the things I listed off, up to the $6,000 donations and other things are coming. And because of this already, it's starting to creep out. There's even more coming out. So I want people to understand that I'm very thankful. If people do not donate, these things do not happen. If they don't give their time, there's no way that we can serve veterans. And so from the bottom of my heart and from American Legion Post 42, I appreciate this and thank you very much.